Rodiola Rozea is a supplement that's gaining increasing attention because it is what's called a cortisol modulator. It does not necessarily suppress cortisol. It does not increase cortisol. It's a cortisol modulator. The mechanism by which Rodiola Rozea modulates cortisol is still under investigation. The hypothesized mechanism that's starting to emerge is really interesting as it relates to neurons in the brain that control the stress response and glands in the body like the adrenals that control the stress response and that secrete cortisol. There's a growing body of research that has explored Rodiola Rozea supplementation and one's subjective perception of fatigue or output during high-intensity training, both resistance training as well as running and endurance type training. So I started taking Rodiola Rozea about 6 months ago in response to conversations that I had with Dr. Lee Norton and with Dr. Andy Galpin. And it's a supplement that I take before high-intensity workouts. So I don't take it before a run because, frankly, my runs are either very long and slow or they're very brief, like a high-intensity interval training session. And I find those to be pretty easy to recover from, even though they are very intense. I might take a Rodiola Rozea supplement before doing a 30-minute hill run that's very intense, but typically I only take it about 10 to 15 minutes before any sort of high-intensity resistance training. So the reason I mentioned Rodiola Rozea in this episode is that I realized that while some people might not yet be supplementing omega-3s, they might not be supplementing creatine, there are many of you who are already doing those things and you're looking for additional tools to give you an edge. So again, the Rodiola Rozea would not fall into the category of foundational supplement. This is a supplement that's designed to sort of give you an edge to be able to exert more focus and intensity during your workouts with less perceived exertion and to enhance your recovery. I can't tell you whether or not it's purely subjective or whether or not it's objective and subjective, but my experience has been that when I take Rodiola Rozea, I definitely notice that I can exert myself harder without feeling like I'm bringing myself to the brink of fatigue, either during the exertion or afterwards. In other words, I feel like I can do more work without feeling so exhausted, and I feel as if I'm recovering from my workouts more quickly, in particular across the day after my workouts. In fact, if I had to cite one specific subjective effect that I've experienced from taking Rodiola Rozea before taking it, I would often find that 3 or 4 hours after the workout, and I was tired. I have a real dip in energy. But now I notice that I have a lot of energy throughout the day, even after these very high intensity sessions in the early part of the day. The typical dosage of Rodiola Rozea that you'll find in most supplements is 100 to 200 milligrams. I typically will take 100 to 200 milligrams of Rodiola Rozea about 10 to 20 minutes before a workout.